I received a response to my video about North Dakota House Bill 1572, which is intended to ban abortion by defining a person as a human being at any stage of development from a single-celled zygote onward. Thus, abortion would be considered murder under the law. Now, I didn't get a response from any politicians this time, just someone else on YouTube, and they spent about 5 minutes listing the following definitions of person and human being from several dictionaries. There, I just saved you 5 minutes. So, this guy told me,
all that this bill says is that every human being is a person. The consensus seems to be that a human being is equivalent to a person. So, let's get this straight. A person is a human being, and a human being is a member of the species Homo sapiens. Basically, any member of, as we've just shown through the dictionaries, the definition, I cannot see how anybody could be opposed to this. I mean, it's sad that this bill is even needed. This is basically a bill saying, a horse is a four-legged animal that goes, neigh, neigh. This is stuff you learn in freaking kindergarten. All this is doing is putting the dictionary definition of person into the law.
wow, do I really have to explain why dictionaries and legal codes aren't the same thing? Okay, maybe I do. Dictionaries and legal codes are two different things. Why? Because they're intended to serve two different purposes. A dictionary contains definitions for all of the words that comprise a language. These definitions are brief, not comprehensive. They're written in a way that's meant to be accessible to the average person. They may contain passing references to the more technical uses of words, but for the most part, they describe how words are used in everyday speech, and they don't go into great detail. Legal codes are not the same. Laws exist for the purpose of managing human behavior, and the legal system uses its own very specific language, and this language frequently deviates from the language described in the dictionary. Words can have entirely different meanings within the legal system. It's completely unreasonable to expect that our laws should be based on the dictionary. If dictionaries were an adequate basis for law, we wouldn't even need a legislature, the purpose of which is to write laws. We don't need dictionary editors writing our laws, and we don't need legislators writing the dictionary. Aside from that, I think you've misunderstood the nature of dictionaries. A dictionary is not synonymous with reality. It's meant to be a condensed description of what things are. A dictionary does not determine what reality is, because a dictionary is just a reflection of reality. The image reflected by a mirror doesn't alter what's actually in front of the mirror. We live in a world dominated by shades of gray. Clear-cut black and white issues are the exception, not the rule. The fact is, personhood is a complex topic, far more detailed than the brief overview you'll find in a dictionary. It's been the subject of ongoing philosophical debate for centuries. A human being is not always a person, and based on what we currently know, the most accurate standard for personhood is the capacity for consciousness, which requires a functioning brain. Suppose your brain was removed from your body. I suspect that may actually be the case, but regardless, where would you say you are in this scenario? Are you in your brain, or are you in your brainless body? If you had to get rid of your body or your brain, which one would you choose? If you really are willing to ascribe personhood to anything with a human genome, then it might as well be a toss-up, since it doesn't matter. Except it does matter, because your brain is responsible for your consciousness, your awareness, your sense of self. Without a functioning brain, there is no you to speak of. There's a reason brain death is the clinical standard for death. When someone's brain is dead, everything they were is gone, irreversibly. That's why it isn't considered murder to take someone off of life support when they're brain dead. There's no longer a person to keep alive. Infants with anencephaly, where the higher brain is missing, are not resuscitated when they die shortly after birth. Again, there is no person to keep alive. And the same applies to embryos and fetuses without a developed brain. Abortion does not end the life of a person, because there is no person there. Honestly, if you're going to say a single-celled zygote is a person, or an infant without a brain is a person, you might as well say your liver is a person. And finally, the purpose of House Bill 1572 was not limited to importing definitions from the dictionary. The intention of the so-called personhood movement is to make abortion illegal, and their strategy for doing so is to define fetuses as persons, so that abortion is considered murder. And subsection 3G under section 2 explicitly bans abortion. It says, because all preborn children are persons, no abortion performed with specific intent is legal. To ignore this and misrepresent it as a simple matter of definitions is clearly dishonest.
And if you don't understand this, I'm sorry, but it's you who has not even a basic understanding of science.
No, you!